Hi, good morning or good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Yeah, so still we have the some more concepts which are required to discuss on the permission section. But what is that concept which we are going to look at in this section is that's about how do we change the owners and the groups. Yes, as we know that whenever we are running that ls-l command in the long list, the directories point of view and as well as the files point of view, yes, which user, who is the owner of it, and what is the group of this file, yes, which group of the users, yes, that's belong to that, yes, all that information that's we know that. And as we are saying that the file who has created, he's the owner of the file, and that owner who belongs, I mean the owner is belong to the which group, that group is the primary group that is going to assign to the file. But is it possible, I mean if there is some the cases required to change it, the users of the file, and that means owners of the file and groups of the file, so that is required. But is it possible to do that, the changing of that owner or changing of the group at a file level or directories level? Yes, that is we are going to talk it, that is changing that owners and groups. Yeah, for this demonstration, so let me just, I'm going to create the one more file, that is suppose what that file is, lscp is a command. The list, we know that how do we list the files and folders, but cp information if we need it, yes, like how many core process units are there, and what is the architecture of that the system, and how many core processes, the cpu units, and how many threads per core, and how many sockets are there, and cpu family, the which family is that, and a model of that, and intel or core this i7 process. Yeah, cpu information if you'd like to know that, what is the command that we have, ls cpu. And I'm just writing this to the file, but those commands, don't worry about it. But with the commands we're learning some files also. cp information, how do you know that, or where that users information is stored, that is a password file, where the groups information, that group, like we are working with some files. Yes, so here I'm just using ls cpu command, the cpu command output I'm just redirecting to that cpu info.txt, and here this file is having the complete cpu information. But I don't want to talk it that on the cpu information for the timing, that is not required, that is out of scope here. And who has created this file, if you just observe that the cp info, yes, vagrant is a owner, and vagrant is the group, and there are the default permissions we got it, rw, read write, the owner, read write group, and read permissions on the others. And now what we would like to do that, I would like to change the owner of this file, the cp info, the vagrant of this owner, I would like to change to other user. Yeah, what is that other user? Let me find it, one of the user from the etc password file. We have the different users, right? Which user I would like to use it? Yes, any user you can take it. There's something I'm going to use it, daemon user. Yeah, now I would like to change the cp info is the file which which is created by that vagrant. I would like to change that to that daemon user. Then how do I change that owner of that file? Daemon here is he is another user, or any user you can take that. But as an example point of view, how there are the default different users, I'm going to use the daemon user. Then how do I change that cp information file to that daemon? Yes, what is the command that's to change the owner is chown is the command. Chmod is the command to change the permissions. Now we are understanding chown, change the owner. But what is the owner? Would like to do that, that is a daemon. And to which file you would like to do that, that is cp info.txt. So if I run this this command, that is chown command, chown, and I have just passed that username, the owner of that, and cp info.txt. But to change the owner of the file, the root user can do that. root user can do that, or current owner of that the file can change the owner. Yeah, he can assign to that other users. Yeah, the root user is going to helpful to change the owners or to change the groups. Yeah, now if I verify this on the cp_info.txt, now who is the owner of that? The daemon is the owner of this file. But group, we didn't change it. Yes, the group, I mean, there is no dependency on the group changes. The owner has been changed, but it is required the group also you can change it. But that the group is not relevant to that here. Suppose the daemon user is belong to that which group? How do you know that? So groups is the command, and if you pass it thus, the username, yeah, that user daemon user, he is belong to that daemon group itself. Like that, suppose groups, and if I use it vagrant, then the vagrant is belong to the vagrant group. Or you just simply run that id vagrant. Then user id is the vagrant and group is the vagrant, and other groups also he's have that only one group. Like that, groups information, if you'd like to know that, you can use it id command or you can use the groups command, which is going to helpful to know that the particular user is belong to that which groups. But how to create a users and how to create a groups and how to assign that user to the groups, that will come back later. This is not the section here. We are understanding existing users or existing groups, the file level, how to set the permissions or how do we change that the owner of the file. Yeah, now here this cp_info.txt is the file which contains that is the daemon user and the group is the vagrant. Can I change that the owner at the same time for the multiple files and directories? Yeah, suppose in this my current directory, yes, I have the Linux is one directory, and I have the cp_info and I have i.txt. I would like to change i.txt and the Linux. So now we have to the owner's vagrant, but I would like to switch change to that other user. That is, let me take that example, daemon. How do I do that? Yeah, here also you can use it sudo, and what is the command? Chown, and to which user, that is a daemon, and what are the files or the folders which you would like to change it, then you can pass it, the cp_info or i.txt or Linux folder. Yes, so what are the files and folders which we have that you can try that for all the files or multiple files. Now this directory 1, yes, it has been, sorry, directory 1 we didn't apply. The cp_info is daemon, i.txt daemon, Linux is a daemon. Yeah, at the same time, for multiple files and directories also we can change the owner. And one more point which we have this is, so whenever we are doing that, the changing the owner in the chown command, you don't need to pass the only the username, and we can use it user id also, user id. But how do I get it that user id is? Suppose let me just open that etc the password file. Yeah, so here third argument within this each row, suppose vagrant, what is that user id? 1000. Root, what is the user id? That is 0. Daemon, just which I user, what is that user id? 2. Yeah, so we can use it user id also whenever you are changing the owners. Yeah, suppose let me take it that the here ls-l we have the i.txt directory one which is another vagrant. Now what I would like to do that for this directory 1, I would like to change to the daemon user with the daemon id. What is the daemon user id? We are saying the 2, right? How do we use it? Sudo chown and then user id, that is a 2, and the file which would like to change it, that is a directory, we have the directory 1. Now if I apply this, directory 1 has been updated with daemon. Yes, that has been updated. Yes, you can use it in the chown command. the user ID of that user also, or you can use it a username also, which you would like to change it. Yeah, so that's about the owner changing about it. And at the same time, if I would like to change that owner and group, can I do that? Change the user and the group. Yes, we can do that as well. As suppose for this cp info dot txt, I would like to change that. Now we have that owner is daemon, but I would like to change that group also to the daemon. Then what we can do this is, yes, we can use the sudo chown, and then which user, the first username colon and a group name. To which group do you want to set up that? That is daemon, username, group name, and a file name, the file or directory which you have. Now it is going to change that the owner and as well as group of that file. Now if you see the cp-info.txt, user has been changed, owner has been changed, and as well as the group also has been changed. Yeah, at the same time in the chown command, only you can change the owner, or only you can change that group. Can I change that only group? Now the cp-info.txt, I would like to change it to the vagrant group. Can I do that? Yes, we can do that. Sudo chown. Normally we give that user colon group, right? Or if I give that only, suppose like this, if I give that, and if I give the file name with that username and file name, now it is changing that owner. But I don't want to change that owner, but my requirement is changing that the group by using this chown command. Can I do that? Group changes by using the chown command. Yes, we can do that. Normally, what do we do that? Username colon group, which will give that, right? Just to give that colon and group name. Now, what it is going to do that? So it is going to change the group name. Yes, the group name has been changed to the vagrant, but still that the username is still the daemon is available. Actual syntax is sudo chown username colon group name and file name or directory name. But if I use it only the username, then user, and if I give that username colon group name, then owner and group which will be changed. And if you need that only group, then you can use it colon and group name. Yeah, that is about chown command. You can change the owner, you can change the group, or you can change that owner with group as well as. Yeah, but we can use it one more option, and which where we can have it like a group changes point of view. chgrp command also we can use it. Normally we are using the groups command. What is the groups command? The groups command is going to helpful that the current user which group he belongs to that. Or if I pass it to groups and username, that user which group he belongs to that is going to return that. But if I would like to change that, suppose let me just take the scenario. We have these files. Suppose this i.txt, I need to change that group to daemon. Vagrant we have, but I would like to change to that. My requirement is daemon. How I can change it? One thing which we can use it, sudo chown, and then group we need to change it, right? Colon group name and file name we can give that. So this is going to helpful. Now that i.txt, the group has been changed to the daemon. But we have one more command, that is chgroup. Suppose now users.txt, the group I need to change it that. How do I change it that the users.txt the group? Yeah, the sudo chgrp. So this is only to change the group. This is going to help with that. Sudo change group, and which group? That is a daemon. On which file? That is users.txt, or any file. That's you can change it any file. That's about our choice. Now that users.txt the group has been changed. Yeah, we can use it chgroup, or we can use it chown. And groups is the command to know about it, the particular user which groups belong to that. And where that all the groups information that will be stored within that etc group file. Yes, here you can see this like all the groups information. Now the root user, I mean there are the root group names and the user IDs, which users are belong to that vagrant. Yes, vagrant ID and vagrant group. Yeah, group and these files anyway, we'll come back to that, the properties and all that point. How do we change the permissions, that is chmod? How do we change the user or owner, that is chown? Or how do we change that the group chown or chgrp, that change group? And files level, whenever you are working with that, changing that users or groups, suppose ls-l on this Linux directory. Permission denied, yes, as we have that has been changed to that. Now the daemon user, but we are running with the vagrant user, right? Let me change that. Sudo chown. I would like to use that vagrant user and with vagrant group for this Linux. Anyway, I'm using the sudo, I can do the changes. Now we are able to get it, that all the points. Let me do that with recursively getting that all these files. Yes, we have this one Ubuntu folder, and we don't have any other files, only Ubuntu folder is there. Yeah, the Linux and Ubuntu folder. And I would like to change the owner at all that the files and the folders, owner and group. How do you do that? Is, as we know that sudo chown is a command, we know that, right? The owner changes or group changes, which you can use it both options point of view. Recursively, directory level, whenever you are working with that, use it. Directory, within the directory all the files and the folders, if you'd like to change the permission, use it -r, caps R. And I would like to do that resetting to that. Now before running this, let me just to show that I have some files and folders which are the daemon and the group, also some files with the daemon, but I would like to reset everything, this entire home directory with the vagrant. Sudo chown -caps R, that is recursively all the files and the folders with this vagrant user and with this vagrant group in the current user home directory. If I run this command and if I check it, that ls-l, now you see this all the files and the folders which have been updated with vagrant user. Even if you go back to that recursively in entire directory, now you see this Ubuntu directory, yes, it has been changed, and bc files and a.txt and directory tools which are there, subdirectories, yes, entire that content directory, that entire directory and the subdirectories and files and the folders, everything that have been updated with the username and password, the username and the group. Yeah, so that's about the working with that, some other additional commands in this section, that is chgrp, that change group, the chown, that is change owner, about you can change the owner or you can change the group or both, and groups command to know about it, that user and user related to the groups. Yeah, so there are some additional commands and working on that, some important activities, that is how do we change the owners and groups. Yeah, that's all from this section. Thank you.